Oh, catch you in a bit, Hasman. Yeah, I can't level up without sleeping first, or if there's a clear night sky, I can look to that. Really don't like how cold I am. Actually, speaking of getting cold, I'm actually quite cold in real life. I've contracted stomach rot. That's just wonderful. Yeah, those mud crab legs did not taste good. Something a little off about them. Exposure warm. Okay. Mild thirst. Stomach rot. I'm gonna have to try and buy more water skins when I can. Jesus, Nightbot. See, so let's see. I'm sure I have some cure disease potions. Ah, yes, I do. Okay. I really wish I could silently cast spells, but what can you do? Ah, warmth. Actual warmth. I love that Nordic ruins have fires that never go out. Love it. Feels good. Feels good. Feels very, very good. Just gonna rest here for a second. In fact, I will leave flames on actually, because that might be more useful for ice wraiths since they are... Hey, welcome back, Hasman. Since they are more difficult to hit. Also, something I forgot to ask as well, actually, which I should have done in the housekeeping section, is the sound okay? I'm assuming that it is, but I don't actually know. Yeah, all the illusion spells I want on. Healing can go away. Lesser ward is pretty much useless. I don't care what anyone says. And ignore those. Yeah, and everything else is fine. Okay. Oh, conjuration. Conjuration. Familiar can piss off as well, because they're useless at this point again. Great. Yeah, again, I should have asked beforehand. Because, again, with this mic stand, it's actually a lot closer to my mouth now. So things should be a lot more consistent in volume and, in theory, I shouldn't have to worry about consistency and things like that. Well, that was a little bit terrifying, I want to say. That's just wonderful. That's just wonderful. I hate Draga. Considering they're Nordic warriors and all that, they're unbearably sneaky. And I really don't like that. I hate how sneaky they can be. And I am very much aware that I am no expert in the field of sneaking and stealth, but this I can do. Oh dear. Okay. Everything is fine, everything is fine. I, Panda, am getting quite cold. I'm gonna have to stick my radiator on again now. I mean, for those who don't know, British summertime lasted for about 3 days earlier this week. No, not this week, last week, and now British summertime is over. So it's rather cold again. Well, maybe not cold, but chilly. And again, one of the, or what I'm assuming is one of the effects of the medication I am on is that I feel the cold a lot more than I used to. And that is annoying. Extremely annoying. In fact, I'm gonna... Yeah. New Zealand gets it too, eh, Hasman? Okay, I'm just going to take this opportunity. I'm going to take a quick break, put a jacket or my dressing gown on or something. Just something. I'm getting really cold. And, or perhaps put my radiator on, and I'll be right back. So, yeah, give me a second. And I'm back. Yeah, we didn't even have that. We had like a week, where there were a couple of days where the temperature actually even got up to 21 degrees Celsius, which is midsummer, you know, June July, August temperatures for us. And now it's back down to very wet and grey and cold. Is that a real thing, Frankie? I've heard people say that, but I've never been sure whether they were exaggerating or not. Yeah, that sounds extreme. You know, and the thing with you know, because a lot of people, I know. There's a left-handed gold ring. So that mod is working. Because I know there have been a lot of people, for example, when they see British people complaining about the, you know, how hot or how cold it is. A lot of people in America do sort of, you know, chime in with, yeah, well, here it's even colder and we're not complaining about it, kind of thing. But the thing with Britain is that our houses, while they are insulated for the winter, they're not heavily insulated then. So even though it's not as cold as it can get in certain places in America and in Canada, among other places, you know, it is still fairly noticeable to us. Oh wait, iron arrows. And then the flip side of that is then with the summertime, because our buildings tend to be insulated to a certain degree, they feel a fair bit warmer than it actually is. So, you know, we can be sat there in 21 degrees Celsius, which I'm not sure if someone could convert that to Fahrenheit, which again isn't all that warm by, you know, some places standards. You know, we can be sat there doing nothing, sweating our asses off, and, you know, having about 5 fans on and all the rest of it, because again, British houses don't tend to have air conditioning unless you pay for it to be put in. And even then, like, because it's such a rarity, it's I think it's so expensive that it's just not worth doing. You know, and again, generally speaking, we only get like a maximum of 3 months of that kind of weather anyway. So, like I say, air conditioning really isn't worth the investment for British people, as a general rule. So yeah, as a result, we get the old fans out and sweat to death. Yeah, I don't know. Again, I don't know what 80 degrees Fahrenheit is, and I think if someone could convert that to Celsius, then that would be great. Like, I understand. In fact, I grew up on imperial measurements as far as you know, inches, yards, feet and inches, pounds and ounces, and stone, which is something that apparently only Britain uses. Because anyone I've asked in America, they don't know what a stone is, and a stone is basically 14 pounds. You know, so I understand those, and I also understand centimeters and meters. I can't visualize what a meter is, and I can't visualize what's the word I'm looking for? Actually, no. This is probably a better job for Mage Light. Because I can't actually see... What is it in? No, alteration. Yes. Okay, so that one's whale. That one is bird. Oh, 27 degrees, give or take. So, yeah. But yeah, like I say, I was never really... We were never really taught Fahrenheit, and again, most of Britain would probably go with the metric system, aside from very specific things like... It's weird, because, you know, Europe uses a metric system, or, you know, most of the world uses a metric system at this point, and America uses the imperial system. So much so that in most cases it's referred to as the US measurement system. Britain kind of uses both, and it's entirely dependent on situation. It's difficult to explain. You know, like I say, we use feet and inches for height, generally speaking, and if you're generally speaking, if you're describing a person's weight, it's usually done in what am I doing? Sorry, I've confused myself here a bit. It's usually done in pounds and stone, or stones and pound rather. Distance can be either miles or kilometers. Measuring general things is usually done with meters, centimeters, or millimeters, depending on how big the object is. You know, which is the most appropriate there. So it's kind of a strange mishmash of the two. Weight of objects can sometimes be done in pounds and ounces, or it can be done in grams and kilograms. And it's so weird. You know, and yet, in any official setting, you know, like for example, oh dear God, what was that? See, you know the magic that I am capable of. Why do I keep getting backed into things? Where are you, sweetie? Come on, friend. I may need to call on my ancestors for help with this one. Thanks, Tolf dear. Okay. Yeah, we usually measure speed in miles per hour as well, rather than kilometers per hour, but like I say, it's entirely strange. And yet in any official, like if you go to the doctors, for example, and you know, they take your height and weight, it's usually done in centimeters and kilograms. So what ends up usually happening for me is, you know, I go and I measure, you know, I have my weight and height measured and etc. And they give me the measurement in metric, in the metric system. So I usually end up asking them, okay, that's good to know, but what's that in old money? referencing the British currency before it was decimalised, and the government basically cheated us out of £1.40. Because before the British currency was decimalised, £1 was 240 pence, whereas now it's 100. Kind of a shame. Apparently when they first did it, which was, I think it was around 1976 or around that point in time. But when they first did it, my great-great-grandmother, I'm not sure if she could read, now that I think of it. No, never mind, it wasn't her. It was, I don't think, was it? It was either my great-great-grandmother or it was my... No, my great-great-grandmother could read. I'm not sure. Anyway. For some reason... It might actually just been because of her age, now that I think of it. But she had someone else collecting her pension. And, you know, when they went to pick it up for her, before they went, she told them specifically once, I don't want any of that new money, mind. Only bring back the proper money, none of this, toy money. And was extremely disappointed at the fact that real money was no longer a thing. So that's a story that you didn't need to know about. Yeah, bottles and cans for us are usually done in litres and millilitres, so it entirely depends. On the odd occasions you'll still see fluid ounces, but it's not often. Snake oil. Almost certain that, much like in the last section, these correspond with these. That was whale. It is such a shame they did not add whales to the game. So that you, in the Sea of Ghosts, you oh, I see. They follow the leader. Well played, Tavaldus. Well played. Okay, so... But yeah, it would be nice if in the Sea of Ghosts they... that they did actually have whales be a thing. Not that you could actually go and fight them or anything like that, just that, they were there just as a set piece, Like every now and again you can see one coming up for air or something. Actually, yeah, fair point, Frankie, fair point. That was disturbing. Let's just say. Very disturbing. Yeah, Sorry, reading your last comment there, Hasman, and I didn't fully understand what you meant at first, so I had to kind of read it a couple of times.
Hold on, my boy, hold on. I thought it high time I caught up with you.
Oh, nice of you to join me. Please don't step on that trap. You're gonna step on the trap, aren't you? Yay, more left-handed rings. Oh, hello. Something to read for later on. Ignore that the quest popped up. Yet. Or for the time being. The quest did not pop up. It will pop up once I read the damn book. Properly. I don't know, for someone who keeps telling us the importance of exercising caution, you don't seem to do a lot of it yourself, sir. You know, just an observation I've made with this. You know, I don't mean to sound condescending or anything, but I don't like the look of this at all. Oh no, I really do not like the look of this.
Well now, would you look at that? I never imagined we'd find something like this. Why is this buried so far within Sarthol?
Oh, catch you in a bit, Hasman. Well, I was hoping you would tell me.
This is simply fascinating.
I mean, you're not wrong. But...
What was that?
oh boy. Another one of these things, eh? And a magic user too. Wonderful.
Nothing seems to work. Keep it busy. I'll try to drain some of its power.
Oh, that's so nice of you, Tolfdir.
There, now attack me.
He has a flame cloak, of course he does. Okay. Okay.
This is utterly unique. Be prepared to defend yourself.
What is that thing?
I have no idea. This is amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Hey, Mimi.
The
How are you?
Archmage needs to be informed immediately. He needs to see this for himself. I don't dare leave this unattended. Can you return to the college and inform Savos Aran of this discovery? Please, hurry.
Sounds like a Denver name. Certainly. Writ of Sealing. There's something else to read later on. I'm not going to do that right now, though. I don't feel comfortable doing this reading here, if I'm honest. I'm going to steal all his crap, though. And by steal, I mean take. I mean, technically, this is legal acquisition, right? You know, no one cares if I... You're gonna munch on bread right here. Okay, tall dear. I don't think I'll ever understand you, but okay. Must be some weird Nordic custom that I was not aware of up until now. Unless it is just okay to eat here. And I think before I go outside... fair enough, Mimi. I'm pretty good, thanks. Had some technical difficulties earlier on. But things seem to be running smoothly now. Counterweight, do your job. So if you don't mind, I know you said this was urgent, but I just want to warm up for a second. I mean, if I'm going to be going outside again... There's some mild hunger. Okay, so... Okay. And then I'm going to bed. Probably. Well, first I'm going to eat. And then I'm going to go to bed. Figure out what we're doing tomorrow. They should fetch a pretty penny. I am not going to take those. Okay. 12 dear, something weird and magical is coming here. Going on down here. You may wanna... No. Too late, you missed it.